All right. Good evening. Namaskar. Welcome to the session. All right. Welcome back in continuation of yesterday's session. What we'll do is we have discussed your paper 1 exemplar questions as given by CTET notification CBSE. Right? I hope you are able to hear me. I'm sorry for a 10 minutes delay to start today, but we will go ahead. All right. Yes. So let me just share live so that because we are in delay, already I've received some messages, people, sir, link. So I'll just share the link. Live just started. Yes. So once you join, just type in a message with some wish or yes, sir, join, sir. We are there with you, sir. Something what you feel like to get connected. Yes, we are there with the sir in the live. Some information or message of that sort, please do give. From there, we will go ahead. All right. Yeah, even I did position myself. I have kept the board also, and you could see this new setup at my home studio. I'm improving day after day so that the best experience be given to the candidates. All right. It's free but not cheap, right? It's free indeed, but not cheap. All right. Quality wise comparable to any qualitative we have, particularly my intention of starting this particularly in English, otherwise I would have gone with Telugu and English. CTET exam itself is in English, so it makes sense. You learn, but for those who are in need of some support from the regional language like Hindi or Telugu, I strongly recommend what you can do is the last session. After a few days, we are just establishing, as you know. So let us get established. After a few days, what I'll do is the last session, I would like to dedicate for our learners who want some additional support as far as regional language is concerned. Yeah, I could see in my mobile. I'm joining live so that I can see your messages also. All right, good. Congratulations, Mazibin. Once again, the early bird. Oh, 7-9 on dot. The moment we have started, you have joined. And also we have Bhavani. Good evening, Bhavani. All right, chalo. Let's go ahead from here. All right. Okay. As we go ahead, if you have any questions, queries in the chat box, you can type in your questions. I can take up them as well. All right. Okay. So people are joining our WhatsApp group and also our Telegram group. As I told in one of my previous introductory sessions, I have created a Telegram group. You know the advantage of it. So instead of posting n number of places, I just can. Hereafter, I'll post only in those 2 groups, except some introductory invitation or information kind of things here and there to my colleagues, friends, well-wishers I may be posting. But otherwise, one is the WhatsApp group, Dr. Yakaya and team, CTET 2021 guidance by Dr. Yakaya and team. That's mainly meant for our regional candidates. And then second is the Telegram, which is national. So all right now we have people from Northeast, people from Madhya Pradesh, people from down the South Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So day by day we are expanding and increasing. That's the intention of it. It's not only my personal expansion and the increase. As I was hinting at you, it's not this program from this dais on record. Take it, it's my commitment. Inspiring Teachers is not just a CTET or tomorrow TRT coaching limited program. In that case, I would have said straight away CTET coaching by Dr. Yakaya. That's not my intention. That's not my limited dream. I have a big dream. Open secret, 5 to 10% gets qualified this national level exam. Previous 10 years statistics says so. Let's hope, given these coachings, awareness and people's preparedness, and thanks to the COVID, a lot of online coaching and time is available. Let's say another 10%, 20% qualify CTET. What happens to this 80%? Does that mean 80% of the teachers are not capable of? No. They might not be prepared. The kind of test itself may not be suitable to identify their ability and utilize. Still, they do exist. If not the government, the private sector, they do exist. Even within this 10 to 20% qualified, all of you are going to get the government jobs? No question. Definitely well-known, open secret. Even most of the government recruitments these days are on contract basis. So what is important? This is a gateway. Qualifying CTET or some other relevant exam and getting through TRT is only a gateway. After that, it begins. You need to exist. The only weapon going to give you edge over others and survive in this digital world is you to become a better teacher, a digital teacher, and whatever that demands the kind of working environment you are working. Now, together I call this an inspiring teacher. So that's the reason with that big dream, I have named it Inspiring Teachers, which means to say point for you here I would like to emphasize is, I'm not going to just complete this CTET and yes, done, over, you go to your own fate. No, that's not the intention. I'm going to continue this to empower the teachers, inspire the teachers, whatever they want. You want a digital literacy? You want to teach online lessons like this? You want to take a small group of children tutorial kind of thing? Or you want to give guidance and counseling to the students, parents, special children? And whatever is your dream as a teacher. This is my dream as a teacher, but I have certain limitations. In fact, that has come from my dream come true and fulfill. For a long time, I have had this dream. Nationally, let me inspire and empower the teachers, but so many constraints. Thanks to the digital technology and other situations, now it has come to a reality within a reasonable cost. Otherwise, you know, a coaching of this kind to be offered, somebody has to keep an amount in lakhs in hand. But now with few thousands contribution from my end and my team and my well-wishers, we have established this and we are able to offer this free coaching. With these introductory words, I welcome you once again. We move on to the session from yesterday where we stopped. Okay, so let me share my screen so that you could see. You also will be with me in this journey as we progress. I'm sure you're all able to see my screen here, where paper 2. Yesterday we have discussed exemplar questions from paper 1. I'm sure it is useful. And then once again, when you visit the video, below the video, you please share. Sir, it is useful. Sir, it is not useful. We did expect something else, so and so. And then what happens is, yes, I will be incorporating that possibility in this coming lessons, because ultimately they are meant for the benefit of the learners. All right. Okay, so your engagement in the form of your feedback, that could be either in WhatsApp group or a Telegram group or below these videos, will encourage us, will give us, particularly those of you who are on live, most welcome. We could note these things. Some of the things may not be answered immediately. That's okay. Don't worry about that. And I'm going to take up at appropriate time. Whenever some gap comes, I'm going to come the filler in that gap, or as the last session. After another few days, last session, at least 15 minutes to half an hour, I'm going to keep it for two-way interaction. So after we will end this YouTube live at that juncture, and I'll admit you back through Zoom live so that we will have a two-way interactive discussion then and there also. So therefore, if you get any doubts, just write down in your notebook, because doubts are something like flying birds, sometimes comes and then goes. So if you get a doubt, what I strongly encourage is you can type in the chat or in one of the mediums where you can bring to my notice, or else at least write down in your notes. Which notes? Yes, CTET notes. CTET notes which you keep are one of your already using notes you can use, because as classes goes, Puda madam was saying, English madam also was saying, please take a short notes, because the best notes, best material is the one which is written by you. Where do you collect, see and write down is a secondary matter, but the one which you write for yourself is the best notes. So therefore, I strongly recommend and encourage you, keep a notes, and even if it is one notes or two notes, continually CDP at one place, English at another place, EVS at another place. Shortly from the next week, I'm going to start mathematics. Okay, so as already I have announced, till my junior take it up, I myself will start with the maths, and even if somebody takes it, at the end again I'll give you the review. All right, so with this, let's go ahead with the paper 2 part 1 exemplar questions as given by your CBSE website, CTET 2021 December. Question number 1, yesterday we just read. I'll read once again for the convenience of you, and we will continue our discussion. Question number 1, Noor forgot to bring her tiffin to school and asked Tanya to share her tiffin, saying, you should share your tiffin with me today because I shared my tiffin with you yesterday. According to Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development, Noor's statement represents dash orientation typical at dash stage. The orientation and the stage. If you see at only 3 levels, we all know the conventional, pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. But he is asking along with that also the orientation. But at least how do you answer this? Normally we read the 4 alternatives first, right? Let's do that and we will continue discussion. Option A, law and order post-conventional. B, obedience pre-conventional. C, being nice conventional. And D, exchange conventional. Now, one thing readily you can identify is it pre-conventional, conventional, or post-conventional? If you could recollect, pre-conventional is punishment or reward orientation. Conventional is these kind of customs, traditions, rules, regulations. Post-conventional is universal values, equality, fraternity, truth, goodness. So definitely it is neither pre-conventional nor post-conventional. Obviously you can identify as conventional. Now come to the alternatives. How many are there conventional? A, B ruled out. You have only choice between C and D. Being nice, conventional. Exchange, conventional. Now go back to the description. What she is asking, Tanya? You should share your tiffin with me today because I shared my tiffin with you yesterday. It is exchange. And if you could remember, you have studied the 3 levels and 6 orientations, knowledge based. Otherwise, use this 50-50, you have come here and use this description, you are there with the answer. Got the point? Okay, let's move ahead. All right. If any questions, just type in and I can see the chart and I can take up them as well. All right. Question number 2. Drawing implications from Piaget's theory of cognitive development. A teacher teaching students of age 6 to 8 years in the classroom should dash. A, discourages thinking of alternate solutions to a problem. B, present problems that require logical and analytical thinking. C, use solutions that fit into the child's existing schemas. And D, not use visual aids and models. All right. Some of you may be thinking, sir, already answer marked there, no? Yeah, they have marked it. But we are not just looking at what is right answer. We are looking at a strategy, how you decide this is the right answer, this is the better answer or the best answer among the given alternatives. So that is the task we are doing now. And after this, when I take up the growth and development topic and MCQs or the previous year's questions and their answers will not be there, we are going to discuss them independently. All right? Yes. So what's the second question talks about? Drawing implication from Piaget's theory. It's a question related to Piaget's theory of cognitive development. A teacher teaching students of age 6 to 8 years, primary school, in the classroom should discourage thinking of alternate solutions to a problem. Critical thinking is one of the important skills as per the modern education to be encouraged, either Piaget or the constructivist approach of Vygotsky and others. So there is no question of A being the answer. B, present problems that require logical and analytical thinking. Yes, teacher can do this, but only doubt in the first round of reading you get is only 6 to 8 years age now. So hold on that. Neither just conclude nor rule out. A is ruled out. B, hold on. Come to C. Use situations that fit into the child's existing schemas, existing knowledge, existing experiences. But if you go only fit into, it's limited, but still hold on. You just can't, like A, you just can't say discarded answer. Hold on with C. D, not use visual aids and models. Obviously, all in D.Ed and B.Ed have learned as far as possible multi-sensory approach. Minimum one teaching aid for a session. And now we are in multimedia era. So D also ruled out. Now the question is between B and C. B says present problems that require logical and analytical thinking. C says use situations that fit into the child's existing schema. This is a limited way of education, limited way of educating the learners, traditional custom, good old fashioned way. Rather, this is the innovative, modern, acceptable, better than C definitely. So therefore, obviously, your answer goes to D. So this is how you need to finalize the answer. All right. Okay. So let's move on. Question number 3. A student shows the following signs in the classroom: anxiety around reading, difficulty in recognizing words or letters, poor vocabulary skills, difficulty with understanding or remembering what was read. These are an indication of dash. A, student with autism. B, a creative student. C, a learning disability. D, mental impairment. All right. So if some of you very new to inclusive education or special education chapter, you haven't read in your B.Ed, D.Ed, might have done long 5 years, 6 years, 10 years back. Don't worry. First come with the option 1, a student with autism. If you know autism, simply you can say this is not the answer. If you don't know, hold on there. No problem, no issue. Okay. B, a creative student. Do you think creative students have these kind of characteristics? At least are these the characteristics of a creative student? Definitely not. So B is ruled out answer. See, a learning disability. If you know learning disability, you can lock up the answer, fix, finalize. Let us say you read something, but you are not sure, you don't remember, you did not read as a part of your preparation or as a part of your course, D.Ed, B.Ed, or so on, so reasons. Okay, hold on there. And then D, mental impairment. No, mental impairment is he is at the age of adult, but not able to solve the problems meant for elementary school or early childhood, later childhood. So therefore, this also we can rule out. Now it is between learning disability and a student with autism. To give you an idea what autism is one type of mental impairment or mentally challenged or persons with intellectual disability, or the latest word as Government of India prefers to call is Divyangjan. But technical name now used as per the law is persons with intellectual disability. All right. So therefore, it's not this. Obviously, autism is one type of, but their main limitation is children with autism lack in social skills, making friendships, language, especially inter-individual communication, very resort type. Rest of the things even average, above average than the other children, intellectual, performance. So therefore, now simply we can go C is the right answer, right? Anyway, we are going to discuss mentally challenged children, autism, all these creative, all these characteristics as part of your unit 2 of CDP, Child Development and Pedagogy. All right, let's move on to question number 4. All right, before that, let me activate chat and see whether I have any questions which you want me to address before I move forward. All right, yes. Okay, let me see. We have Parijata joined with us, Vijay Krishna. Yesterday also I've seen Vijay Krishnan, Nishad Ahmed. All right, Ramakrishna, Naresh. All right, welcome all those who are on live. And questions though, I don't have any questions. I hope things are moving on reasonably good. So let's go ahead. All right. All right, if you think it's useful and good, just type in good, useful. I'll go ahead. Otherwise, I'm ready with my growth and development content today. Prepared your document also. Long back, what I taught in various contexts, I have consolidated. I have my own notes based on this, which I published in 2006. Imagine 15 years ago. Even today is in the Telugu states. It is one of the leading material because it has applied questions, classroom application, real life application. Based on that, I have my English medium notes, and in Telegram channel, I'll be sharing it for your convenience. All right. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead from here. Question number 4. As per Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence, how would the intelligence of a person with the following characteristics be categorized? What are the characteristics given? Ability to detect and respond appropriately to the moods, temperaments, motivation, and intention of others. Yes. Yeah. Now you could see both the question and the answers. All right. So what are the alternatives given? A, naturalistic, B, interpersonal, intrapersonal, C, interpersonal, and D, therapeutic. Now, how to identify the right answer? Suppose if you have read Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence as a part of your preparation or in our live sessions or some other sessions, straight away you can go to answer. What is the characteristics given? Ability to detect and respond appropriately to the moods, temperaments, motivation, and intentions of others. It is something related to your emotional intelligence kind of description. But question is not about emotional intelligence. It is about multiple intelligence. So if you could recollect Gardner's types of multiple intelligence, naturalistic is something to do with your nature, beauty, those who love nature, scene, scenario, beauty of the nature. Intrapersonal, intra is within. Within, what is intrapersonal? A person having consonance with his own, like internal peace. And consonance between your thought and action. You do what you think. You think what you want to do, and you end up doing that. That's what the intrapersonal. Any of these characteristic description belongs to that? In the first go, you may not, but it's not naturalistic. Ruled out. B, intrapersonal, hold on. C, interpersonal. Your communication with others, your dealings with others, your friendships with others, your socialization, your leadership characteristics, your interaction abilities. Almost appears? Yes. Before you lock, go to D. Therapeutic. Here, no therapeutic descriptions are there in the characteristics. So therefore, it must be between B and C. If you know intrapersonal is like intra-college, intra-class batches. You have intercollegiate competitions and intra-college competitions. Arts science group, A section, B section, intra-school, intra-college competitions within. Intercollegiate, that is interpersonal, you with others. So with this, either etymological meaning, if you are from linguistic background, or you read psychology, educational psychology, direct answer, you can decide on this C, interpersonal. All right. Okay, let's move on. Question number 5. Which of these is an example of extrinsic motivation? If by any chance you happen to read Maslow's theory of hierarchy of needs or motivation, or otherwise types of motivation, intrinsic, extrinsic, or you covered any of that aspects, you are ready to answer this. Otherwise, don't worry. Anyway, that's one of the topics which we are going to discuss. But for now, yes, which of these is an example of extrinsic motivation? Option A, I enjoy completing my homework because it is so much fun. Okay, what is asking in the question? Extrinsic. Now, what the description says? Intrinsic, right? Child enjoys internal happiness. So it's not extrinsic. I learn so much when I complete my homework. This is undecidable. Hold on. But A is not the answer, because A talks about intrinsic motivation within self, personal, own, natural, innate. So A is ruled out. B, hold on. See, I complete my homework because it makes me understand concepts better. Again, is self, intrinsic, but still hold on. I do my homework because my teacher gives us marks for each assignment. Either reward or punishment from outside, obviously, is extrinsic motivation. Teacher gives some reward, teachers punishment, parents punishment, society disapproval, rewards, recognition, name, fame from outside. All this is extrinsic motivation. So therefore, yeah, obviously D is the answer. All these hold on automatically will go off. So therefore, this is what the important approach you should have. Have you noticed so far? This is the only direct, these two actually. This is the only, fifth is the only direct question as of now. See, look at 4th, first question, then some character description, then the alternatives. Look at 3, again, question, some description, and then the alternatives. So that's what the difference between your paper 1 and paper 2. Indirectly, he is hinting at. Syllabus is same, topics are same, but the question, twisting of it, going to application level, in-depth, understanding, analytical ability, testing. That's the difference. By the way, this is what the intention of giving one more set of questions. Otherwise, same set of paper 1 questions you would have copy and paste. So the board did not do. They are clear on their intention, and in advance they are hinting at to prepare paper 2 people a bit cautiously, particularly from application point of view. All right. Yes. Let's go ahead with question number 6. Which of the following statements made by 4 different teachers is most appropriate about the use of diagnostic assessments? If you have read about this diagnostic assessment, normally we are very familiar with formative, summative. All right. CCE, continuous comprehensive. Or assessment for learning, assessment of learning. Apart from this, there is one thing which is popular or important or repeatedly asked in the examinations, the diagnostic assessments. So now let's see the question and then continue the discussion. All right. I'm looking forward if any questions comes from you. Should you have any questions, comments, do not hesitate. Those who are on live, type in. Indirectly, you are clarifying and you are also helping me to give the best what do you require, you deserve, and also many hundreds of the people after this live is over who are going to view. We understand some practical reasons due to network or other reasons. Many are their timings. Some people will turn back home a bit late because of their working hours, varied reasons. So therefore, we are okay whether you could make it to live or you are regularly following. Just let us know that feedback. That is an oxygen again on which we feed and come back with more power and strength and dedication. All right. But all those who can make it live, you are highly encouraged, because at least some of you becoming attending live, not just for our motivation. Let me tell you the secret why I'm very particular about attending live is sometimes we wanted to see the videos, but they pile up and you don't find that day of next day, tomorrow, definitely from day after tomorrow, sometimes will not come before the exam hall ticket comes. And once the hall ticket comes, we know what it comes along with. All right. So therefore, I encourage, one round is over. If your time and patience permits and you require, anyway, it is available on YouTube. And it is my commitment till your exam, I will be keeping that available for the convenience of the students. All right. Okay. So now the question number 6, which of the following statements made by 4 different teachers is most appropriate? No, I'm sorry, 1 minute. Diagnostic, right? Yeah. Yeah, question number 6 only, diagnostic. Which of the following statements made by 4 different teachers is most appropriate about the use of diagnostic assessments? Option A, Mr. Sinha, I'm going to conduct a diagnostic assessment to find out which, let me reduce, which concepts caught in the previous which concept taught in the previous year have the students mastered? B, Ms. Farheen, I am going to conduct a diagnostic assessment to find out what topics students would be most interested in learning today. C, Ms. Karen, I am going to conduct a diagnostic assessment for a scholarship at the end of the year. And D, Mr. Tejinder, I always conduct a diagnostic assessment after a formative assessment to learn more about students' misconceptions. Now, if you read n number of books and attend at least 2-3 very quality YouTube channel based lessons, this kind of knowledge nobody gives you directly. This is a typical type of question related to paper 2. Please note that year after year, these kind of questions are increasing. Now, see, in almost all the 4 alternatives, interestingly, they have used, these teachers, Sinha, Farheen, Karen, everybody used the diagnostic assessment. So now what you need to focus the second round of reading? Farheen is doing this to find out what topic students would be most interested in learning today. Assessment for learning. Can we say what children are ready for? What children already know? So B can be categorized as assessment for learning or readiness to learn. Motivation of the learners to learn. That kind of test, not really diagnostic in nature. C, she says assessment for scholarship at the end of the year. Scholarship at the end of the year. 2 keywords. Number 1, scholarships. Assessment test for scholarships is an aptitude test. Number 2, at the end of the year, if you focus on the second phrase of this particular question description, At the end of the year is summative. Okay, so not really this also. Then move on to Tejinder, D option. After a formative assessment, to learn more about students' misconceptions. More about students' misconceptions. In absence of A, suppose this is B, C, D, and for another option A, none of the following. If that is the description, D can become an answer. Still, D is a related answer. Indirectly, distantly, C is a right answer also, but not the better answer or the best of the four given options. Because A, Mr. Sinha says, to find out which concepts taught in the previous year have the students mastered. Which students mastered, which either did not master. Where lies their difficulty? Where lies their committing errors? Where lies this learning gaps? Normally, you go for a diagnostic test, blood test. Blood test is not done to see whether you have blood or not. Blood is taken to test your blood. So, no doubt you have a blood. But which components are more, which components are less? Which components are within the reasonable range prescribed for normal, healthy human being, which are out of it. So, thus, it is A is the diagnostic in nature. And the last question before I close, let me complete 7th one also, so that tomorrow straight away we will start with the first unit, growth and development. All right. Otherwise, don't mistake me. Please note that I have my growth and development notes also ready. I thought of, but for the simple reason, 10 minutes I've started late and the next lecturer is ready. So I'll conclude after this question and Huda will be coming in to continue the EVS. All right, question number 7. Quickly, let's complete this before we move. Before that, I have one query. Let me see. Yeah, answer marking after explanation. Please note that already in this yellow highlighted given is the answer, right answer. All right, for now. For the coming days, when I give without any mark, there I'll just give you the right answer also there. All right. Okay. Now, question number 7. Simmi's mother saw that Simmi had completed a very tough assignment after devoting a dedicated time of an hour. To encourage this good study habit, Simmi's mother gave her a beautiful pen. Which one of the following psychological principles is Simmi's mother applying? A, gratification, B, reinforcement, C, token, D, cue. If you have read and have a good grip on the theories of learning or the principles of learning, especially that of the conditioning theories, SR, stimulus reinforcement bond, the classical conditioning and operant conditioning, obviously the answer is B, reinforcement. If you don't have, you read it, but you don't have that kind of grip because we specialize in one particular paper, we teach it, we read it for several years. I understand. For us, it is obvious. I understand those who have studied long back, those who have more focused, particularly special B.Ed and D.Ed, who much focused on the inclusive education, IEPs, and occasional based education than these kind of basic paper, psychological, philosophical foundations. Or otherwise, somebody studied long back, we don't have. So therefore, I said paper 1, paper 2, regular correspondence, distance, including NIOS. Everybody's, we take together and we do go ahead. Now, for the convenience of somebody who don't have a grip on that, how to identify the answer. What Simmi's mother have done simply in a nutshell, for his 1 hour of work, she has rewarded with a beautiful pen. So that shows which one of the following psychological principles is Simmi's mother applying. All right. Yes. A, gratification, B, reinforcement, C, token, D, cue. What is gratification? So temporary ability is also important. Please note that. You got that? With many questions, he is playing with the vocabulary also. So therefore, it is important to read standard books as and when you won't find the right answer. In that process, you will come across this. Gratification is like when you have your food, particularly when you go for out dining hotel, and then you say, after having a belly full or a dish of your choice comfortably, what do you say? Wow. Do you want something else? No, mommy. I'm full. Satisfied, fulfilled. That's what the gratification. Or a child cries for something and then you just give to make him pleasure. Even there also comes a gratification. Or an adult wanted to achieve something and then he could progress in that. Then what? Then you have reinforcement. Of course, reinforcement is something when some good thing is done, you give a reward, recognition, either a praise, appreciation. That's reinforcement. Token. Instead of pen, suppose mummy gives some token economy. Hey, you keep this red flag, which is worth of 100 rupees. And after you collect 10 flags like this, you hand over the 10 flags, I'll give you the 1,000 rupees. Now that is a token economy. Token. Instead of the real objects, real things, you give some representative thing which can be exchanged for the real objects or the things and the rewards at later stage. So it is not the answer. Q. Q is just hinting at. If mom hinted at for his 1 hour work, that could have become a Q. It's not the question. So therefore it is B, the reinforcement. If for some of you going overhead, don't worry. It's a pre-test. It's readiness for learning. Just to give you an idea. All right. So therefore, and I'll just stop here my sharing and let me show you my notes also tomorrow with which we are going to continue our session. All right. Yes, here you have my Word document. Okay. I hope you may not be able to see this because that's not fully shared. That's okay. Anyway, I'll share it in advance tomorrow. Today, tonight, or tomorrow morning, I'll share it so that tomorrow you'll come to class with some preparedness and from where we are going to go ahead. All right. Okay. So with this, before I close, and Huda is already ready, get set, go. Huda, in a minute, I'm going to invite you to continue your session. Yes, Rajashri, good evening. Sarayu, Satish. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. And hope Satish, you got that. And others also. The yellow highlighted is the right answer in this case because the CBSE has marked like that in that exemplar questions. For the other PYQs and the model questions I am sharing, you don't have a ready answer and I'll be providing the answer there also. With this, I thank you for joining and I invite Huda to continue her session now. All right. Yes, let me check where is Huda. Yes, Huda is there.
Good evening, sir.
Huda, would you like to switch on your